today's news, tourist dies in Virgin Gorda.
Albert H. Chinnery Honoured.
Leaders call for human rights regulation for prisoners.
17 now trained caregivers.
6-year-old finds an unexpected note this Christmas from Chinese inmates.
Honorable Smith delivers gifts to the elderly, and the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force Grand Christmas raffle takes place tonight. These and more stories when 284 News returns.
Is business slow? Cash flow down? Hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media at cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.
When you need to stay connected with friends and families at home or abroad, the best choice for you is Freedom. CCT Freedom. With the lowest rates in the market, our Freedom plan gives you unlimited calls and texting. Plus, our Freedom One package includes 10 gigabits of super fast, unlimited LTE data and unlimited calls to the BVI, USA, USVI, Canada, Puerto Rico, and UK lines. Why pay for overages when you can enjoy CCT Freedom? Stop by at one of our stores today and speak with one of our representatives to find out more about our CCT Freedom packages.
Welcome everybody. It's Tuesday, December 24th, 2019. It is a beautiful Christmas Eve in the British Virgin Islands. I'm Ron Grant.
And I'm Kyla Kenesha Forbes.
Season's greetings to one and all. Kyla, have you made your list and checked it twice?
I made my list, I checked it twice, and I'm hoping, just hoping.
You're still hoping. Topping our newscast today, over in Great Harbour, Jost Van Dyke, on December 20th, the Jost Van Dyke Administration Building was officially reopened and honoured after the godfather of Jost Van Dyke tourism, the late Albert H. Chinnery, a well-known customs officer who dedicated more than 30 years of his life to service in the Virgin Islands. Mr. Chinnery died on Christmas Eve in 2001 following a brief illness and was able to see the fruits of his labour when he was bestowed with the Queen's Certificate and Badge of Honour 30 years ago in 1989. Apart from being a serviceman, Mr. Chinnery is said to have loved fishing and farming. He was also known to be a no-nonsense kind of guy who never allowed anyone into his office without shoes or a shirt. The ceremony was attended by many government officials, including Governor Augustus J.U. Jasper, Minister for Natural Resources and Labor, the Honorable Vincent O. Wheatley, Minister of Education and Culture, Youth Affairs, Fisheries and Agriculture, Dr. the Honorable Natalia Wheatley, and Deputy Governor Mr. David Archer, along with the 2nd District Representative, the Honorable Melvin Mitch Turnbull. And now over in Virgin Gorda, very sad Christmas news has reported, the Royal Virgin Islands have reported the death of a 52-year-old Canadian national, Zdenek Tazar. Mr. Tazar was on vacation in the territory and died as a result of a marine incident on December 20th, 2019 in Virgin Gorda. The matter is currently under investigation, and the progress by police have been updated to his wife. A very sad story, but you know, it happens, and we wish his family our deepest condolences at this very difficult time.
Agreed. Complaints Commissioner of the Complaints Commission, Mrs. Sheila Bradwood, revealed that there has been a rise in complaints received by the Complaints Commission from Her Majesty's Prison. According to the Standing Finance Commission report, Mrs. Bradwood stated that her office had been prompted to visit the prison after receiving a number of concerning phone calls from inmates at the facilities. This month in the House of Assembly, members of the House brought to light incidents and instances they were made aware of where prisoners being treated unfairly or inhumanely. 2nd District Representative Honorable Melvin M. Turnbull related that on a recent visit to the prison facilities, prisoners reported that they were being tased in the head and face while being handcuffed. Honorable Turnbull continued, because the reports that I was made aware of, and we might have our own opinions, what we think about them or the crimes that they may have committed or are incarcerated for, but some of the instances that I was made aware of, Mr. Speaker, it just can't be right that persons are being treated like this, he said. Honorable Turnbull said, "We need to ensure that there are some guard watching the guards." The concern and suggestion was also echoed on a separate occasion. The Standing Finance Commission report reported that an indication was made that there may be a need for a Human Rights Commission. The commission would be designated to probe complaints about the discrimination and human rights breaches in the Virgin Islands.
It's a very interesting story, Kyla, and a very true statement by the Honorable Melvin Mitch Turnbull in that who's watching or who's guarding the guard. I had a conversation just this week with a former inmate of Her Majesty's prison, and in our conversation, he boldly said, because I asked him, what was it like? Walk me through the process of being behind doors. And he honestly said that while you think that you have to protect yourselves or you have to understand your fellow inmates, he said it's also a challenge understanding the guards and the superiors. So I do think that this is something that needs to be looked into, and I'm glad to see that our leaders are hastily and making sure that this is done.
Agreed, but also seeing that some persons in the public may think that this isn't necessarily necessary, because we're seeing comments such as, they're criminals, or we should, do the time. You did the crime, you should do the time type situation.
Well, at the end of the day, that's interesting, but we're all around us there's ignorant people, and our community is no different. Not because someone is an inmate means that they should be treated inhumanely. They're already behind bars, they're doing their time, and with that comes its own rights and privileges. So that's what I think a lot of persons in our community need to understand.
Agreed.
Still ahead, 17 now certified caregivers through the BVI Red Cross, and a very interesting story from a 6-year-old who receives a letter from a Chinese family. All this and more when 284 News returns.
Everyone looks to the future, but no one truly knows what the future holds.
The number of people under the age of 20 with type 2 diabetes could increase by 49% by 2050. Let it be known that we all have a 30% chance of developing hypertension.
Globally, more than 300 million people of all ages suffer from depression.
More than 60,000 young adults aged 20 to 39 are diagnosed with cancer each year. Obesity leads to problems such as stroke, heart disease, and kidney failure.
No matter your race, age, or color, we are all at risk.
These diseases can be managed or prevented if caught early.
But with the right medicine and the right doctors to keep us on a path to live a robust and healthy life,
we will live well.
Viewers, welcome back. According to NPR News, 6-year-old Florence was writing notes on Christmas cards to her school friends in South London when she discovered that one of the cards from the pack of Christmas cards had already been written on. "We are foreign prisoners in Shanghai prison, China," it said in English, written in all capital letters. "Forced to work against our will. Please help us and notify human rights organizations." It instructed the person who found the message to contact a Mr. Peter Humphrey, a former British journalist who was worked as a corporate fraud investigator in China when he was detained in Shanghai prison for 23 months. Florence's father reached out to Humphrey, who then wrote about the message and living conditions at the prison in the Sunday Times. The inmate's note was the equivalent of a message in a bottle script on a Christmas card, Humphrey wrote. "I have since contacted several members of an informal network of ex-prisoners. Some of them confirmed that inmates in the foreign prisoner unit are being forced into mundane manual assembly or packaging task. The box of holiday cards had been purchased at British grocery giant Tesco's, which donates money from sales of the cards to charities. The news that forced prison labor may have used to package the cards urged Tesco to halt production of them. We detest the use of prison labor and would never allow it in our supply chain," Tesco said. We were shocked by these allegations and immediately suspend the factory where these cards are being produced and launched an investigation. We have also withdrawn these cards from sale while we investigate. The Chinese card production company rejects the allegation of using any prison labor. A similar SOS note was found in 2014 sent by a worker from a Chinese prison sweatshop.
It's a very creative way of that individual using the card to, try to get some help.
Ron, I think when you're in certain situations, you would find the most creative way in any way to kind of get out.
Absolutely, yeah. This week, locally, the BVI Red Cross graduated 70 new caregivers as part of its Home Care Basics program. The 12-week program began in September of this year and enables graduates to provide care and support at home for the elderly as well as persons suffering from chronic or terminal illnesses. Graduates go on to work at medical facilities and in private homes through the Social Development Department's Elderly Care program. Topics covered included hygienic needs of patients, bed making, infection control, nutrition, psychology of aging, vital signs, chronic diseases, and emergency conditions, and death and dying, among others. Participants were tested via a written assessment and evaluation of their practical skills. Nurse Suzette Williams, Nurse Sherry Ann George Smith, and Nurse Jennifer Bertie served as facilitators at the recent cohort of graduates, as well as guest facilitators including nutritionists and psychotherapists. The Home Care Basics program was started in 1997 by 3 nurses, Rita Frett Georges, Ruth Evans, and Else Block, whose vision for the program was to improve the quality of service provided to the elderly and sick in the community. To date, the program has graduated more than 300 caregivers, which I think is phenomenal, Kyla, and since its inception. This is very important. We have a lot of elderly in our community, and again, in this week, having a conversation with a social worker who deals with the elderly throughout the Virgin Islands, they've seen quite an increased number of elder abuse, as well as persons trying to take advantage of the elderly. But what I think is really important is in this particular case is where we're giving persons who work in that field an opportunity to really, really be trained. And I think it's a benefit to not only them, but to the elderly of our community. Wonderful thing. All these and more. We have much more stories coming up after a word from our sponsors.
What are you really running for, boss? You could have bust a hole in your head. But see with the competition, which means you're about to bust a hole in your pocket.
I could get my modem, please.
Anyhow, I got something huge to show you.
I gotta be sick in your head.
The whole on string bean, Tina kind of party. Check this. That's LTE1 for just about everyone. LTE2 for you and your boo. And hold on. Bam! Rate so low, you feel like you're free. That's LTE3 for you and the whole family.
Save even more on your internet with new pricing from CCT. Get LTE 2 now for only $149. Get LTE 3 for the new low price of $189. All packages are unlimited, so there's no overage charge. You don't have to run into Chaz for savings. Just stop by our store and sign up today. Come on over to CCT. Life Unlimited.
Hello?
Wait, you had a lunch again? You don't say you were sick? What happened to our wedding rehearsal?
No, babe. I'm actually watching the news right now. Take a listen.
Topping our newscast today, UFOs seen around Tortola Pier Park.
And District 3 residents outraged over no water supply. They simply cannot bathe. These and more stories when 284 News returns.
All right, babe, just get some rest, take 2 Advil, and I'll see you later. Bye.
Okay, honey. I see you later. I love you.
It's clear to see that Coconut Lounge is a place to be, the coolest cocktail lounge in the British Virgin Islands. A lounge like no other, with welcoming, professional service, and a breathtaking ambiance. Not forgetting a diverse selection of wines, beers, and signature cocktails. Cozy, comfortable, contemporary. Coconut Lounge at Tortola Pier Park. Visit us today.
Viewers, welcome back. Deputy Speaker and Territorial Representative Honorable Neville A. Smith delivered bundles of joy to the Adina Donovan Home for the Elderly. Honorable Smith delivered items such as blankets, towels, games, laundry baskets, a mop bucket, and a food processor. This was an act of generosity as Honorable Smith remembered the elderly during this Christmas season. He said, "This is just a contribution towards the elderly, and I am going to make sure that this is not the last. I will try my best to make it an annual thing, not just at Christmas time," he added. Nursing supervisor of the Adina Donovan Home for the Elderly, Emerald Pemberton, thanked the honorable member on behalf of the Social Development Department and the management and staff of the home. She also assured him that the items will be put to good use because they are very much needed. While leaving the home, Honorable Smith greeted some of the residents as they expressed their gratitude and offered well wishes to him.
Kyla, I agree with what he said. He does not intend to make this the last, but also not only at Christmas. I really would like to employ a lot of our community organizations, corporate businesses as well, that while it's really nice for you to give at Christmas, I think persons
All
forget
year round.
that there are 12 months in a year, and throughout the year there are agencies in our community that
Agreed.
Are in need of stuff all year round.
Yeah, and if you see the list that we just called out, it was well-needed stuff that you use regularly. So, awesome.
The Royal Virgin Islands Police Force's vehicle raffle is set for today, December 24th. The organization's Christmas Eve event is a major fundraiser for the force's 2020 Police Week to further various community projects and is in partnership with Tortola Auto Group and Delta. Accompanying the grand raffle drawing of a 2019 Ford Ranger XLT would be $500 cash and a 55-inch television. The winner of the pickup truck will also get 6 months free gas courtesy of Delta. The grand drawing will take place at Delta Petroleum's Passier location this evening. Tickets are still being sold until the grand drawing. You can find committee members in Rotan across from Clovers at 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. today. Then sales continue at Delta Passier up until 5 p.m. until the drawing starts. Tickets would also be sold at the Rotan Police Station. The Royal Virgin Islands Police Force began community projects and initiatives during the 2019 Police Week activities, which included food hamper donations to Family Support Network, donations to the BVI Autism Center, and engagements with the seniors through Plant a Tree Initiative and Senior Night activities. Sponsors are Tortola Auto Group, Nagico, Delta Petroleum, CAD Pools, Travelwise Limited, and PST Law Firm. Another example of community organizations. And just like I said, the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force, they're doing this continually throughout the year, giving back to persons. So a wonderful story again.
Awesome. That's it for today's news roundup. Be sure to like us on Facebook at 284 Media and 284BVI on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Kyla Kenesha Forbes, everybody.
And I'm Ron Grant. We'll see you not tomorrow, but we'll see you on Friday after the holidays as we deliver your daily dose of local, regional, and international content. 284 News, your source for honest and impartial news right here. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry
Have
Christmas.
a wonderful Christmas with your family, and we'll see you on the horse race track. Having a wonderful time. Bye-bye.
It's been said, sticks and stones may break bones, but words don't hurt me. That could not be further from the truth. Everything you say and do creates an impact. Whether you're 13 or 30, 6 or 60, your actions and words carry weight. They either lift someone up or tear them down. 1 in 5 students ages 12 to 18 has been bullied during the school year. Approximately 160 teens have skipped school because of bullying. The most commonly reported types of bullying are verbal harassment, social harassment, physical bullying, and cyberbullying. Remember, everyone you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about, and bullying is never okay, whether it's in a classroom or corporation. 284 Media joins the Ministry of Education of the Government of the Virgin Islands in the fight against bullying. When you see it or hear it, speak up against it. Let's end bullying.